Hello everybody, it's Dave and Jay's Powerbomb time and we just watched AEW Dynamite. It's January 6th, 2021 and this is our 51st show.
That's right, guys. And it's the New Year's Smash. And we start off with an 8-man tag match. We got the Young Bucks and SCU. They're going up against the Acclaimed and TH2. And the Acclaimed come down to the ring. Their rap game's getting better. They're more on point. And they're like making references to John Cena and whatever you say, TK. Shout out to Tony Khan. And they're just going nuts this match. Like they're all jumping off the top rope onto Christopher Daniels.
It was awesome. Like each rope, and they all vaulted over to a nice splash, which was like all simultaneously done. It looked clean. That was a clean attack.
Not to be outdone, Matt Jackson gets a rally of super speed, drug strength, and he smashes all those guys. They are able to hit the BTE trigger for a near fall, followed up by the super kick party, and then they did a big move to win the match here. Could have went either way, but the Bucks were able to hit that Meltzer driver. Christopher Daniels hit a moonsault, able to do the big spike with the power bomb, and it was a big win for the Young Bucks and SCU. After the match, SCU had some self-imposed ultimatum. They're saying that if they ever lose again as a tag team, they're going to stop being a tag team. What do you think of that, Jay?
No, it's just SCU.
That's right. That's not much of an ultimatum. All right. So then we got in-ring words from Mox. And he just comes off as being real bitter, and Jericho hates his t-shirt.
He's coming off as a better speaker to the crowd. Like, remember a few months ago, I didn't like him, and well, I still don't like him, but he's just better at what he's doing.
Yeah, Moxley's Jay's new favorite wrestler, guys. Look out. Alright, so then we got words from the best friends backstage. They gave us a Trent update because he got pretty messed up a few weeks back. Chuck's telling us that Trent's going to be on the shelf for 4 to 5 months. Some type of pectoral tear. And then they're interrupted by Miro and Penelope and Kip Sabian. And they got some young boy beef still going on. And it's going to be Miro versus Chuck next week. And if Chuck loses, he's Miro's new young boy. How do you feel about that?
I kind of really don't care about this part of the story. It's like, young boy this, and it's just some shit going back and forth. And I'm like, this is kind of like the worst feud those guys have ever fucking had. It's just like, great, Miro's here. You guys like video games. Everybody's best friends. And
you play your cards right, Jay. You could be one of Miro's young boys someday. All right, so then we got a big match. Me and Jay were looking forward to this. We got Jake Hager versus Big Wardlow. And the Inner Circle is watching on very intently from the ramp. Jericho's been doing commentary this entire time, and he's interested as well. Wardlow, they're doing some crisscrossing across the ring. Wardlow jumps over Hager, big leapfrog for a man his size. He hits a German suplex, followed up by a swanton bomb, leaping off that top rope. And then gets reversed, though, by Hager into the triangle arm lock. And then they go back and forth, and Hager's trying to lock it on the top rope. Wardlow drops him and is able to hit that F10. Big win for Wardlow. 1, 2, 3. Biggest win of his career, I'd say, Jay.
Yeah, so underwhelming that day. It was like, oh, a big F10. No, that was a motherfucking monstrous F100 on that gigantic monster, then spinning in the air and crashing into the mat for that big pin. Yes, Wardlow, my pick, won.
Yeah, I was going for Hager. But then at the end of the match, there's a sign of respect. They all put their fists in there, and they're all on the same page. So it's like,
you know, had MJF going back there and like, yo, Hager, you still the man. And
we want to. That happens later. We'll talk about that later. But then, so good show of respect from both sides. Then we're backstage. We got Private Party back there, and they're talking to their hero, Snoop Dogg himself, co-host of the Go Big Show.
And Snoop Dogg brings the juice.
Yeah, they're drinking back there. Yeah, and then Big Money, Matt Hardy comes out, and he screws the boys over by making them sign over 30% of each of their earnings in this new contract he made them sign. And Snoop Dogg just sits on the sidelines and doesn't try to warn Private Party. This is a bad deal. They're being used.
They're being duped by the white man.
That's right.
Shit, did I say that?
That's okay. They are being duped by a white dude, and it doesn't look good. All right, so then we got Brian Cage and Darby Allin. There's a big weigh-in for next week's TNT Championship match. Darby Allin is our current TNT Do-Nothing champion. And then Tony Schiavone's hosting this thing. They're talking back and forth. Lights go out. And who is it, Sting? I mean, Jay.
It's Sting.
It's Sting! So then they call them the Unholy Alliance. If Darby and Sting ever tag up, they'll probably be called the Unholy Alliance.
Like
I think
what?
Jericho said that.
Friggin' Sting take all of Darby's youth and pretend he's Palpatine?
Yeah, he's going to use his evil Palp's powers to suck Darby Allin's force energy out of him and rule the galaxy once more. So then, what Jay was talking about, we're backstage. MJF, he's talking nice things to all his Inner Circle members. Santana last week and Hager this week. Bit of a pep talk. Hager was like, I'm going to smash the F out of you. But then he starts talking nice, so I'll give you a fist bump.
He's winning over the boys. I don't fucking trust.
Fist
I
bump
don't
it.
trust you,
Bump
man.
it, Jay.
This is MJ.
Bump it,
no,
Jay.
we cannot just
Bump
submit
it.
to this. Listen
Bump
to
it.
Sammy.
I talked nice about your dead relatives and about you losing the match tonight. Bump it. There you go. I won't tell Chris. Okay, so then we have, this happened last night on Dark. We have -1, the son of the recently departed Brodie Lee. And he was going on one-on-one with Marko's Stunt. They had some type of match or something.
Yeah, so, and it's the one Dark I didn't watch, so I'm like, what the fuck did I miss?
I hope -1 beat the shit out of Marko's Stunt. What? Alright, so then we have words from Jurassic Express. They're backstage, and they're interrupted by none other...
Hey, just wait. You know what? Dave Stunt, what do you even do with Jurassic Express? Do you just like sit around like some kind of mascot?
I'm
you
not
don't really
Dave Stunt.
do anything.
You don't do anything.
No,
You're
man. We're the
not...
FTR kind of. We're the
I'm
number
not
one
FTR.
tag team champion.
All right.
What do you do?
So FTR is interrupting them backstage.
Exactly
and
what I
next
just said,
week
actually.
it's going to be FTR versus Jurassic Express. And then what is that old guy's name? Tully Blanchard goes, "Get ready for a flashback, son." He's like talking about them drug flashbacks, and he's got Marko Stunt real scared. It's gonna be Marko Stunt versus Tully Blanchard at the next pay-per-view. That's my prediction.
Or maybe he was talking. Tully looks like he's old enough. He could be in Vietnam, so maybe he's one of those Viet Cong flashbacks.
He was a draft dodger. That's why he went into wrestling. All right, so the next match we got Cody Rhodes with Snoop Dogg in his corner going against Matt Sydal. And they're saying Snoop jumped to AEW. Snoop's got like a remix to the Cody Freedom song. It's pretty crazy.
And that's where the smoothest ended, because at the beginning of the match, Cody and Matt Sydal couldn't fucking get their little synergy going for the first bit. And it looked like shit. Especially from YouTube motherfucking top. I'm the best motherfuckers out there. You fucked up. You fucked up your match. You could have had a match tonight, but you fucked up.
But then Snoop was able to get the troops back together. He was doing the Arn coaching stuff. You know, he had his Arn playbook there. I guess Arn Anderson couldn't be there tonight. He probably didn't want to share the spotlight with Snoop Dogg. So then, Sydal is on the top rope, and Cody's outside, and he lands double knees on the stage. Pretty crazy. Then Cody nailed Serpentico of Chaos Project, Jay's favorite tag team. Was
guys.
it inadvertent? Was it on purpose? I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You hit the wrong person.
Cody goes for that big famous moonsault. It was sidestepped by Sydal. And then he reverses it into that big shooting star press. That's like his big move, and it got botched. He botched it, his debut.
We'll never let you forget, Matt.
Yeah. And then Cody hits that disaster kick. Then Sydal hits his finishing move. They call it the lightning spiral. It's like kind of like a twisting fisherman's suplex thing.
It looked cool.
Yeah. And then Cody Rhodes is like, F this shit. I'm hitting Crossroads ×2. Pin, win, Sydal lost. But then the Chaos Project's all pissed. They rush the ring, and then they gotta defend themselves, and then they chase him off, but Snoop doesn't like what he sees. He goes off the top rope. He climbs to the top rope, nails the big Snoop Dogg body splash. I was pretty impressed. And yeah, Snoop's showing love. Like, he's got a new AEW record, undefeated, 1-0, beat Serpentico, pinned him. They say the match was unofficial. Whatever, I saw it with my eyes.
Snoop Dogg's got a better record than us. We only got AEW Dark records.
And then Jericho's going off the whole time. I hate Snoop Dogg. I hate Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg goes right up to the commentary team. He's showing love. Jericho bumps fists with him. And when Snoop Dogg gets far enough away, Jericho's like, I still hate this guy. Okay. And then we got the big AEW Women's Championship match that we've all been looking forward to. AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida versus my favorite, Abadon. And right before the bell, Shida has to kendo stick Abadon to the head. But then at the bell rings and Abadon has to bite Shida's leg. They drag her. She's dragged under the ring. Then Shida comes back out. There's a bunch of blood. And then I think they fight back and forth. But Shida hits that running knee strike and is able to retain the title. I wanted Abadon to win.
Yeah, we've been a nice change, but we got something out of the women's stuff there. You had a little. It was kind of shortly drawn. It was like 3 episodes, which is kind of like a finger snap in wrestling time almost.
Yeah,
and
blip on the map.
Yeah, keep bringing us stuff like that. And
yeah, they're making the women's division finally interesting because it was just announced after that. Like Ty Conti's backstage with her Dark Order friends Anna Jay and John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Hail to Dark Order. And next week, NWA Women's Championship match. Ty Conti versus the champion of NWA Women's Wrestling, Serena Deeb. So I hope Ty Conti is our next NWA Women's Champion, because if she is, I might start watching NWA a little bit.
I would.
Jay will.
I probably will, because I can't say anything yet.
Alright, but now we're on to our big important main event. Huge, crucial AEW World Championship match.
And a shit ton even happened after this, too.
Oh, yeah.
So how would we start off again?
Well, first we have Rey Fenix challenging for Kenny Omega's title. Omega's out there with his childhood pal, Don Callis. Omega's been champion now for 35 days. And it is a lot of fast action, too fast to call. Omega hits a big Hurricanrana, and then Rey Fenix hits a million Hurricanranas. Omega hits a Snapdragon suplex outside the ring to Phoenix, and then a back suplex onto the guardrail, fucking his back up.
There was a lot of action outside of the ring, and Andre, even our potato JR, who was even mentioning that, like, they're getting away with it, and Jericho's like, well, let's get away with a lot, even that other guy.
Yeah, and so then Phoenix does a suicide dive outside the ring, does like a full twist somersault, pretty crazy.
And then he whacks himself into the fence too, or the guardrail.
Yeah, it has to happen. And then Phoenix hits this Phoenix goes for a moonsault. Kenny gets out of the way, but Phoenix catches him and German suplexes him. And then gives him a mega foot stomp outside the ring from the top rope. Pretty nuts.
Man, I thought it was going to be over right at that moment.
Yeah, but it wasn't, because Kenny Omega gets up and nails like 100 V-triggers for some near falls. Goes for that one-winged angel. Is it over? Phoenix has it scouted from the AAA Mexican days. Does a reverse Hurricanrana to get out of it. And then what we got here? Callis is doing a distraction, which enables Kenny to hit another V-trigger. And then Phoenix hits some type of top rope Phoenix cutter for a near fall. And then he gives a shout out to the late great Eddie Guerrero for a frog splash, which Omega's able to reverse. And then he hits the one-winged angel. And who gets up from the one-winged angel, Jay?
Nobody.
That's right. 1-2, count to 100. Kenny Omega's still our AEW World Champion, but it's not done yet. there's post-match words from Don Callis, and he's got backstage. You got the Jumbotron, and his Pac and Pentagon. They're beat down backstage by Kingston and the Loser Patrol, and it's time to end Rey Fenix's career for good, right? Like, it's done. Kenny's had enough. We're ending this guy's career for good. But then he's saved by Moxley with a barbed wire bat.
You just can't let the boys be boys, can you, fucking Moxley? But don't worry.
I wasn't worried.
Because something amazing happened.
Sure did, guys. We got the Good Brothers, our Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, formerly of Other Company, and they were friends with Kenny in Japan, and they're finishing the magic move, their finishing move on the Magic Killer on Moxley, and then they give bat beatings to Mox. And then Griff Garrison hops the barricade and tries to make the save. Kenny has to beat down and defend himself against the entire AEW locker room.
No, just the dark locker room.
Well, yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
It was like 20 dudes, man.
20 dudes from AEW Dark all came on out.
It's like everyone who didn't wrestle on Dynamite tonight. Yeah, they came out and tried to beat the shit out of Kenny, but Kenny fought them off single-handedly, valiantly. And then he had to say, "You made me flip the switch, you guys." And then you made me do it. They did. And then the Bucks run in, and they're trying to reason with Kenny and the Good Brothers. But then Garrison attacks Kenny from behind, is holding them. The Young Bucks super kick gift Garrison. And then they put him up. What's going to happen? Are we going to have a Bullet Club reunion right here on AEW Dynamite?
I don't know, but it might just happen on David J's Powerball.
Oh, the Bucks are in! The Bucks are in! Bullet Club reunite! Holy shit! On AEW Dynamite! You can suck it over there!